And good evening once again to Antigua and Barbuda, and welcome to the Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board Junior Science Quiz. Well, we are moving very swiftly in the second round of competition. We have tonight a special treat for you, I think. We have the Antigua Grammar School versus the Antigua Girls High School. They say brother and sister school going up against each other, so it's a family affair tonight, and it's also, dare I say, a battle of the sexes tonight. We have boys versus girls tonight, and there can only be one, and one will be advancing to the next round of competition. Let's recap briefly for you. Last week we found out that the St. Joseph Academy were declared the victors. They emerged victorious over the Princess Margaret Secondary School, and they earned the second spot in the semi-final round. They will be facing, of course, we know the winners from the first match in the round two. That was the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School, who emerged victorious over the St. Anthony's Secondary. So they will be the first match in the semi-final encounter. It will be Seventh-day Adventist versus St. Joseph's Academy. Tonight we will find out which of these two schools will earn the first of the second half, or the third spot in the semi-final, and they will face one of the two schools between Clare Secondary and All Saints Secondary next week, right? So, without any further ado, let's meet the team. They say ladies first, so I'm going to come over to my friends from the Antigua Girls High School. I'm going to introduce to you again, because you saw them in round one, the team captain, Jania Chambers.
Good evening.
I have Anaya Willock.
Good evening.
And I also have Miss Ajane Marshall.
Good evening.
And also we have the boys now from the NT. Please give the teams a round of applause when they introduce themselves. These teams have worked very hard to get here, make them feel welcomed, okay? And now let's just introduce the boys from the Antigua Grammar School as well. We have team captain, Mr. Alexander Simon.
Good evening.
Then we have Mr. Odari Hodge.
Good evening.
And finally, we have Mr. Jaden Baptiste.
Good evening.
And of course, every week, I cannot do this by myself. I have a team of expert judges who are going to help me make those tough calls when those answers are a bit, either way, and I can't decide. I'm going to turn it over to my wonderful expert panel of judges to give the final say in any dispute. And I have Miss Kendra Thomas, who's the neutral judge from the Ministry of Education, with me tonight. From the Antigua Grammar School, I have Mr. Elton Isaac tonight as well. And I have Mrs. Carleen Charles Douglas from the Antigua Girls High School. And as each week, I have one of the hardest working persons in the room, because she's with me each and every week, Miss Aisha Lynch, the timekeeper as well. And of course, we have our lovely studio audience who are going to be cheering and supporting both teams, although I do see the Antigua Grammar School and the Antigua Girls High School contingent well represented tonight in the studio audience. And of course, you at home, each and every week, you come out to support the teams, and we say thank you for that. We welcome you to continue to support the teams. So, boys, girls, are we ready? That don't sound too confident. Let me try one more time. Boys, girls, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's jump right into the first round of competition. As you know, this is the individual buzzer round. It's to test your lightning fast reflexes. And it will be an individual buzzer round. So the team will pair off in groups of two. Each pair will receive 2 questions. The first person to buzz in with the right answer earns their team 5 points. If not, it goes over to the other team to answer for 5 points. If you buzz in before I finish reading the question, you will not be allowed to hear the full question, and you must answer to the best of your ability. Again, if it's right, it earns your team 5 points, and if it's incorrect, it earns your team 0 points, and it goes over to the other team. Okay, let's go to our first pair. I think I'm going to start inwards this time and work my way out. And so I am going to have, I think it's Jaden Baptiste versus Anaya Willock. Here is your first question. Name one element that is present in all acids. Antigua Grammar School?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is correct for 5 points. You're allowed to clap, yes indeed. Here's your second question. Which system of the human body contains the femur and the pelvis? Antigua Girls High School.
Skeletal system.
The skeletal system is right for 5 points. And we move on to the middle pair. This is our team captains now, Janier and Alexander. Here are your questions. Of the 8 planets in the solar system, which is furthest from the sun? Antigua Grammar
Neptune.
School. Neptune is correct for 5 points. Here's your second question. Name the substance that is commonly called quicksilver. High school.
Mercury.
Mercury is correct for 5 points. And now we have the last pair. This is Odari and Ajane. Here are your 2 questions. In science, what term is used to describe quantities that have no unit? High school.
Mole.
No, that is not correct. Antigua Grammar School.
Vectors.
No, that is not correct. We were looking for dimensionless quantities. Dimensionless quantities. Let's now go on to the last question in this round. And here is the final question to this group. According to the Caribbean Food and Nutrition Institute, how many food groups are
6.
there? Are indeed 6 food groups, and that is the correct answer for 5 points. And that brings us to the end of the first round. We will tabulate the scores, and we will get back to you with the scores right after these messages from our corporate sponsors, the Antigua Barbuda Social Security Board.
Life moves faster than you can imagine. Without Social Security, the poverty rate among seniors would be 4 times as high. By registering now and making your contributions, you can ensure a better life and a secure future. The Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, growing to provide for you.
And good evening once again. Thank you for staying with us. We are now into the second round of competition, and tonight we have the Antigua Grammar School versus the Antigua Girls High School. We just completed the first round of competition. This was our buzzer round, and I must say that the teams were neck and neck for quite a while, ping-ponging back and forth. In the end, the Antigua Girls High School just managed to edge out their counterparts with that last question. And the Antigua Girls High School have a total of 15 points. Give them a round of applause. To the Antigua Grammar School's 10 points. So there is a 5-point difference coming out of the first round. Now we move swiftly into our second round of this match. This is what we call our clicker round, or our multiple choice round. So there will be a total of 4 multiple choice questions in this round. The questions will appear on your screen. Each question will have 4 responses, and you choose the right answer, A, B, C, or D, on your clicker. All right? So I want you to pay attention to the screen and see if you can get the right answer. Now, of course, those of you at home, I also encourage you to participate along with us to see if you can get the answer as well. I will read the answer. You have 10 seconds in which to answer. You can change it, answer at any point, but it is, of course, final after 10 seconds. Let's start with the first question. Which of the following components of blood transports oxygen? Plasma, platelet, red blood cell, or D, white blood cell? And that is your time. What is the answer? C, the red blood cell is indeed correct. And so we move on. I should say here that each correct answer will earn the team 5 points per individual. Right? So a lot of points up for grab in this round. Now, next question. This is a picture question, so take a look at the screen. Now, it says, which soil type was most likely used to make the porcelain bowl shown below? Which soil type was most likely used? A, silt, B, clay, C, sand, or D, loam? 10 seconds. And that is time. Anybody wants to shout out the answer? The B, clay, is correct for 5 points. If you had that, you are correct. B, clay. Now, let's move on. Number 3. This is a bit long, but it says, look on the screen, which of the following medical screening examinations is regarded as necessary to test for good reproductive health in a female? Pap smear A, colonoscopy B, prostate-specific antigen C, or lipid profile D? 10 seconds. And that is time. Anybody wants to shout out the answer? A, pap smear is indeed right. That's specific to females, right? All these are for health, but pap smear is specific to females. Right, last question in this round. How many different chambers are found in the heart? A2, B3, C4, or D6? 10 seconds. And that is time. Anybody wants to give me the answer here? C4. Somebody said 2, unfortunately 4. So the answer is 4. That is C4 is the right answer. So you've learned something, whoever that person is that said 2. I hope you now know that the answer correctly is indeed 4. But nonetheless, we will find out how our teams did when we come back right after this commercial break and hear from our sponsors, Social Security Board.
Life moves faster than you can imagine. Without Social Security, the poverty rate among seniors would be 4 times as high. By registering now and making your contributions, you can ensure a better life and a secure future. The Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, growing to provide for you.
All right, good evening, everybody, once again, and welcome back to the 2026 Junior Science Quiz Competition. I am your host, Mr. Carlin Knight, and tonight we have the Antigua Grammar School versus the Antigua Girls High School. Last round, we just had our clicker round, and in that round, it was indeed a competitive round. Both schools scored a total of 55 points each, so the scores remain as they were. Well, now still a 5-point difference, but now the scores are 65 points for the Antigua Grammar School and 70 points for the Antigua Girls High School. It's neck and neck here in the halfway through. And so now we go into our long answer or explanation round. And in this round, we must ask one of our schools to leave us, and that I'm told is the Antigua Girls High School. You will be escorted to a secure location where our boys from the Antigua Grammar School will be having their chance to score as many points as they can in this round. So girls, we say goodbye to you for now and welcome you back later on in the competition. Okay, boys, good evening and welcome to the third round of competition. I see we have switched up the order there, and I am going to read you the rules, and you're going to try your best to answer as many questions as you can get right. Remember, each of you will be given one question apiece, I'm going to read that question twice, and you will do your best to answer it. You have 10 seconds to answer. Each correct answer earns your team 10 points. If you can't get it right, or if it's incorrectly answered, you will turn it over to the team, and they have 5 points to try to answer for 5 points. The team also has 10 seconds to start to answer the question. Of course, anybody in the team can answer once it goes over to the team. All right, we're going to start this time from the inwards again and work our way outwards. So it's going to be my friend Jaden. Jaden, here is your question. Explain what is meant by a solar eclipse. Explain what is meant by a solar eclipse.
A solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes between the sun and the earth, blocking the light from the sun on the earth. Blocking the light that the sun casts on the earth.
Yes? 10 points. Indeed, judges are in agreement with me. That's 10 points to the Antigua Grammar School. And now I believe we have Odari. Odari, here is your question. Listen very carefully. What is the density of a glass if 50 grams occupy a volume of 20 centimeter cubed? What is the density of glass if 50 grams occupy a volume of 20 centimeter cubed?
2.5 grams by centimeters cubed.
Yes, that is indeed correct for 10 points. Remember, the formula is mass divided by volume, and so 50 divided by 20 gives us 2.5, and we always in science have to include our units of measurement, so it's 2.5 grams per centimeter cubed, right. And finally, team captain Alexander, here is your question. Give one difference between an infectious disease and a deficiency disease. Give one difference between an infectious disease and a deficiency disease.
An infectious disease is caused by a virus, whereas a deficiency disease is caused by a lack of a specific protein.
Yeah, I think we can accept that. Judges, yes. Judges say 10 points. No? No? I see there's some debate there about my judges. This is what happens. This is why we have judges. They have the final say. The judges, no. So we're going to go over to the team to clarify the answer there for 5 points.
An infectious disease is caused by a virus and can be passed around through different methods, whereas a deficiency disease is caused by a lack of particular nutrients.
Yeah, okay, so we can accept that for 5 points. Yes, the judges say we can accept that for 5 points. And so that now we are going to invite the Antigua Girls High School back into the room. And I just want to remind everyone that I am subject to the decision of the judges. Please do not get upset with me. It's not my final call. This is why we have judges, to make sure we have a fair competition. All right? So we welcome the Antigua Girls High School back into the room, and they are going to get their opportunity to answer as well. Ladies, welcome back. Let me begin by explaining the rules. So each of you are going to get an individual question. You have 10 seconds to answer that question. It will be read twice. If you can get it right, it will earn your team 10 points. If not, it goes over to the team for 5 points. Once it goes over, the team will have 10 seconds as well to answer. And if the team gets it, it will earn the team 5 points. Anybody from the team can answer the question. So I'll start with my closest to me, my team member closest to me, and work my way out. All right? So here is the first question to Anaya. Anaya, explain what is meant by a solar eclipse. Explain what is meant by a solar eclipse.
A solar eclipse is an event in outer space where the moon covers the sun and we experience darkness from Earth.
Judges? No judges are shaking their heads, so it goes over to the team for 5 points.
A solar eclipse is when the moon hides the sun.
Hides the sun. My judges are shaking their head. I'm afraid we can't take that answer. Remember, we like specific answers in science quiz. We are teaching you to be scientists, and scientists have to be precise. So the answer you're looking for, in a solar eclipse, the moon comes between the earth and the sun, and so the shadow of the moon falls on the earth, and that explains how we get the eclipse, right? It comes between the two bodies. That's important to understand. Okay. Now, we move on to the second question. This is the team captain, Janair. Janair, here is your question. Listen carefully. What is the density of glass if 50 grams occupies a volume of 20 centimeter cubed? What is the density of glass if 50 grams occupies a volume of 20 centimeter cubed?
3.5 grams per centimeter cube.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. It goes over to the team.
2.5 grams per centimeter cube.
2.5 grams per centimeter cube. We seem to have a slight error there, but yes, indeed, remember, mass divided by volume is the correct formula. And so we have 50 divided by 20. That gives us 2.5. And 2.5, we always need our units of measurement in science, 2.5 grams per centimeter cube. Now, here is Miss Ajane. Ajane, here is your question. Give one difference between an infectious disease and a deficiency disease. Give one difference between an infectious disease and a deficiency disease.
A deficiency disease is a disease that you get from lacking a certain nutrient or mineral, while an infectious disease, you can get it from, it can be transferred from one person to another, like you can get infected from somebody else, but a deficiency disease, you cannot get it from somebody else because you get it from lacking of a certain nutrient or vitamin.
That is very comprehensive, and I think my judges are happy with that answer, right? The word Ajane you might have wanted to use is to say spread between people is contagious. So infectious diseases are indeed contagious. Deficiency diseases result from a lack of essential nutrients like vitamins or minerals in the diet. Other things you could have mentioned, infectious diseases are caused by pathogens, which is what my friend Alexander was also trying to say, pathogens like viruses or bacteria. And they can also be prevented, infectious disease, by vaccines. Deficiency disease cannot be prevented by vaccines. And of course, we know deficiency diseases are non-communicable, which means they're not transmittable between or spread between people. Thank you to both teams. We had an exciting third round there. We learned some things, I'm sure. And we'll be right back after the commercial break to go into our final round, the speed round, the beat the clock round. Stay with us after these messages from our sponsors.
Life moves faster than you can imagine. Without Social Security, the poverty rate among seniors would be 4 times as high. By registering now and making your contributions, you can ensure a better life and a secure future. The Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, growing to provide for you.
And welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board Junior Science Quiz 2026 competition. And we have just completed three rounds of competition. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun and learning at the same time. And so tonight we have the Antigua Grammar School versus the Antigua Girls High School. And I must say, it has been a tight competition this evening. The schools are really giving each other a run for their money, and both schools are fighting admirably for a place in that semi-final spot. There can only be one, and I think both teams are determined and fighting really hard to get into that spot. So let me give you the scores from the last round and then give you the overall standing and the scores. So in the last round, the Antigua Grammar School went first, and they scored a total of 25 points, which gives them a total of 90 points so far in the competition. The Antigua Girls High School had a total of 15 points from the last round. And so they are at 85 points, so they have now reversed the order by 5 points. This time the boys are leading by 5 points going into the final round of competition. This is our beat the clock round, or speed challenge. So again, this is an individual team round, so we have to say goodbye to the girls from the Antigua Girls High School, as they will be going second in this round. And the boys will get their chance to answer as many questions as they can in 60 seconds. Boys, this is the beat the clock round, or speed round. The team has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they possibly can. Each answer should come from a designated responder. I see you have switched the order again. So Jaden, you'll be answering on behalf of your team.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you to speak very loudly and very clearly into the microphone so there can be no dispute from the judge's end as to what you have said. Remember, you can get help from your teammates, but the official answer is yours. I'm hearing a lot of talking from the audience. I'm going to ask you to be as silent as you possibly can, please, so that the judges can hear the responses, and I want to hear as well. All right? Remember, I will only move on to a new question if you answer the question or you say the word pass. If you don't say anything, I will not move on to a new question. Right? Again, the final answer accepted will be that of Jaden's, but the team can, of course, help you. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, 60 seconds is on the clock. Name the instrument used to measure voltage.
Voltmeter.
What word is used to describe the number of people in a country?
Population.
Name the bony structure that protects the heart.
Rib cage.
What quantity is measured in units of kilowatts per hour?
Power.
What field does a dermatologist specialize in?
Skin.
Give the common name for iron 3 oxide.
Rust.
What is the color of red litmus paper if placed in orange juice?
Red.
Name the device used in a simple circuit to reduce current flow.
Breaker.
What is the chemical symbol for zinc?
ZN.
What animals are without a backbone?
Invertebrates.
In what part of the atom are protons found?
Nucleus.
Name the force that allows a mosquito to walk on water without sinking.
Surface tension.
What term is used to describe the rebounding of light from a surface?
Reflection.
What substance turns lime water cloudy?
Pass.
What word is used to describe an animal that hunts other animals for food?
Predator.
What term is used to describe an object that makes its own light? You can answer
Luminous.
that. All right, we heard everything. Judges, thank you very much to Jaden for that.
Yeah, she did it very well.
And we will tabulate the scores. But before we do that, we invite the Antigua Girls High School back into the room to get their opportunity to answer as many questions as they can in 60 seconds. Ladies, welcome back. We are going to give you your time to beat the clock, your turn, to beat the clock. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you possibly can get right. Remember, all answers to come through the designated responder. Ajane, that's you. Ajane has been designated by her team to answer. Your answer will be the official answer, but of course your team can always help you. I will only move on to a new question if I hear a response or the word pass, right? You have 60 seconds. Each correct answer is worth 5 points. Are you ready? Yes. 60 seconds is on the clock. Name the instrument used to measure voltage.
Ammeter.
What word is used to describe the number of people in the country?
Population.
Name the bony structure that protects the heart.
Rib cage.
What quantity is used to what quantity is measured in units of kilowatt hours?
Electric current.
What field does a dermatologist specialize in?
Skin.
Give the common name for iron 3 oxide.
Rust.
What is the color of red litmus paper placed in orange juice?
Red.
Name the device used in a simple circuit to reduce current flow.
Resistor.
What is the chemical symbol for zinc?
Zn.
What are animals without backbone called?
Invertebrates.
In what part of the atom are protons found?
The nucleus.
Name the force that allows a mosquito to walk on water without sinking.
Surface tension.
What term is used to describe the rebounding of light from a surface?
Reflection.
What substance terms lime water cloudy?
Pass.
What word is used to describe an animal that hunts other animals for food?
Predator.
And that is your time, the Antigua Girls High School. That is your time. Please give them a round of applause. That is the end of the speed round, and we will have the final scores when we return from the break. I think it will be a close one, but I don't know. The judges have the final scores, and we will find that out when we come back from the break. Please give us a round of applause.
Life moves faster than you can imagine. Without Social Security, the poverty rate among seniors would be 4 times as high. By registering now and making your contributions, you can ensure a better life and a secure future. The Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, growing to provide for you.
And welcome back. We have now reached the end of a very hard-fought contest between the Antigua Grammar School and the Antigua Girls High School tonight. And we will find out which team will be advancing to the semi-final round in just a moment. But I really want you to give both teams a round of applause tonight, because I think they have both competed very well and represented their schools very well tonight. It was a hard-fought contest, but I have to give you the results of the last round. In the last round, the Antigua Grammar School went first, and they managed to get a total of 65 points in that round. Please give them a round of applause. The Antigua Girls High School went second, and they managed to score 60 points in that round. So at the end of tonight's match, the Antigua Grammar School have amassed a total of 155 points to the Antigua Girls High School 145 points. And so I can declare tonight that the winners of tonight's competition and the team that will be advancing to the next round, the semi-final round, will be the Antigua Grammar School. And we say, please give them a round of applause. To my ladies in blue, please hold your head up. You did so well. You represented your school very well. You fought very hard, and you have nothing, and I mean nothing, to be ashamed of in that performance. It was a very, very tough competition in the end. Remember that it's always next year, and I know we will see you again. All right? Give them a round of applause for me, please. Well done to them. Right, so next week we will have the final encounter of the the second round of competition, and we will find out which school will be facing the Antigua Grammar School in that round. Will it be the All Saints Secondary or the Clare Hall Secondary School? One of these two schools will advance to face the Antigua Grammar School in the second half of the semi-final round. So I'm going to bring tonight's proceedings to a close, but as always, we have to give our teams the chance to say their final remarks. And we're going to start with the Antigua Grammar School, and we're going to give Team Captain Alexander, his opportunity to say his final remarks.
Thank you, God, for waking us up this morning. Thank you, the Social Security Board, for giving us a chance to show off. And thank you, our competitors, for putting up a good fight. Thank you, our teacher practitioner, Mr. Elton Isaacs. Thank you, our student practitioners, Soleil Williams, Omari Barnes, and Taj Spencer. Thank you. Thanks.
Lots of gratitude there from Alexander. You're very thankful. That's good. Always good to be thankful. And we're going to hear now from Miss Janair. Janair, she's going to team captain. She's going to give her final remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank God for waking us up and bringing us here safely. I'd like to thank my teammates for being really good in this competition and working hard and showing their devotion to the team. I'd like to thank our teachers for being there to support us. I'd like to thank our standby members because they were also really great helping us prepare. I'd like to thank our competitors for being fair and just and putting up a good fight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I would like to thank a few people myself. Firstly, I'd like to thank my hard-working judges, and I must say you worked hard tonight. And so thank you very much. Thank you to my timekeeper, Ms. Lynch, as always. Thank you to the hard-working team behind the scenes, the crew members who make this competition possible each and every week, to the Ministry of Education who put these wonderful questions together, to my studio audience for being so supportive, and of course, thank you to you, audience at home, who tune in each and every week. We cannot do this competition without you. Thank you, and make sure you join us next week to support the All Saints Secondary versus the Clare Hall Secondary School. Thank you, and good night.
Life moves faster than you can imagine. Without Social Security, the poverty rate among seniors would be 4 times as high. By registering now and making your contributions, you can ensure a better life and a secure future. The Antigua and Barbuda Social Security Board, growing to provide for you.